Hi YouTube. Well, I just listened to the show that's some excerpts from Paul Bagley and his interview with Michael from around the world regarding how CERN will affect your soul. And I have it on my channel. The link will be below this video, plus a link to my Gulf oil spill 2010-2013 revisited, the technical details of full documentary. It don't really matter which one you choose, it will be the same. Well, it seems like that after listening to Michael from around the world regarding CERN and his knowledge about antimatter and this realm that is existing beyond our view, meaning this world of dark entities. And as you see up in the right corner, I want you to go look up that particular verse in that particular book and understand what we're dealing with. These people that is working with this is absolutely mad in their minds. Absolutely mad. They are definitely playing God. And they're playing with something that they should not play with, because it is beyond their control when they release it. But they might be spared for a while, but in the end they won't be spared for what they have done. That has been promised in the scriptures many times, that they will be judged for their fruit in the end. And then I have another one from YouTube asking me a question if I know something about the black goo. I don't know even what the black goo is, and I didn't even look it up before this video, because apparently, as I understand, it is something science fiction and not something real. And maybe it is real, because as Michael from around the world is saying, Christians have a very hard time believing and understanding what we're dealing with here. I mean, what they can't see, what they can't feel, what they can't touch, they kind of dismiss it as being just some, stuff they don't understand. But most people do believe that there are such things as ghosts, there are such things as demonic possessions and exorcisms are being conducted by the Catholic Church, and that they do know. But when it comes to daily life, they don't really think about and realize that this is very real, and we've been warned again and again and again and again and again in the scriptures about these things, that these things are real and these things are here to tempt us. And we need to keep the balance between what is right and what is wrong. And that has been the test from the very beginning, from Adam and Eve and all the way up to now, where we are living right now. Regarding the Gulf oil spill, I actually was alluding to that, because I know that the Gulf oil spill was not a Gulf oil spill. There were no oil spill, and I repeat, there were no oil spill. And it begs the question, why would BP, British Petroleum, or Baphomet's profits, why would they go out in the Gulf of Mexico in MC 252 top lease and bottom lease 292, which is the quadrant just below 252 in Macondo, Mississippi Canyon, as it is called, MC, Mississippi Canyon, which is by consensus in the oil industry that that particular area is the most volatile area to drill for oil. It is a no-go area. You do not drill for oil in that area. And yet they're drilling in that area. And they're drilling down to almost a 40,000 feet depth, meaning 37,500 feet down. They drill well A, they drill well B, they also drill well C and well D, And all of them, funny enough, and I have the documents on that, and you can go backtrack it if you don't believe me, and if anyone wants the files, I can send them to you, so you can go look for it yourself. It begs the question, why was this particular drill in the Gulf of Mexico under United States Navy directions? Why were the United States Navy in charge of this particular oil drill? As far as I know, the U.S. Navy and the oil exploration companies have no relation to each other whatsoever, except the oil industry is pumping up the oil and providing fuel for the military industrial complex machines, ships and airplanes and so on. But besides that, they don't have a relation to each other in any form or fashion. But according to the documents I'm sitting with, BP was to report to U.S. Navy about all their activities in the Gulf during the Gulf oil drill in Macondo Well 252. And from the documents, the documentations that we saw on TV, and our late, sad enough he's not with us anymore, BPoildisaster, he was very much looking into what was going on at the seafloor. And he was actually watching something that I concur with him, that there was some sort of intelligent stuff in the waters amongst the instruments that they have placed on the bottom. He called it the blob. This thing was moving. This thing seemed like that it had some sort of intelligence in it. And there's no other way to describe it, that it looked like a blob. It was a black something that apparently was moving, and apparently it looked like it had a mind. It's difficult to explain, but it's like taken out of a Stephen King movie or Twilight Zone. But there was something there on the instruments that was moving about, and it looked like an oil blob of some sort. So he was absolutely right, and a lot of people ridiculed him for saying that, but I was actually studying his own footage, and I saw the same thing. This thing was moving. It was directional, and it changed direction as you were looking at it, which is unheard of, but it did. And I paid particular interest in those instruments that they had placed on the bottom of the seafloor in Macondo Well 292. Not 252, that is the top leads, but the bottom leads was 292, and that was where they were drilling in. It begs the question, why is U.S. Navy in charge of this operation? We are having Well A, which according to the documents I'm sitting with, they failed. And they moved a football lane further to the west, still in 292, Macondo Well 292, or the grid 292. And I show all that in the documentary. You need to go watch it. You need to go watch it and understand that there was no oil spill once or ever. It was all staged, and I'm proving it beyond reasonable doubt. And it might be, as some people have said, that is my best production ever, and that might be the case, because I was on it immediately when it began, actually the day after the spill so-called began. And I just knew in my gut, I just knew, I don't know where I got it from, I just knew something is wrong here. This don't add up. And one of my first videos was, this is a runaway train, and it seems like to me that that is exactly what it is, and that was exactly what it was planned to be. I was talking about it was to destabilize the Caribbean plate and an ancient plate that I don't have a name of, but there is a plate down there a tectonic plate that was unknown for common man for a very long time until they found it. And that plate actually intersect in the exact vicinity where they were drilling. Now, well A was drilled down to 37,500 feet. It got abandoned. It did not get sealed. It did not have a blowout preventer. They just abandoned it as it was. And the footage they're showing from that abandonment was an oil pipe spilling out oil. But if you look at the oil pipe in my documentary video, you can clearly see that this oil pipe has been cut. It was not ripped. It was not bent. If you take a tube, just a straw for that matter, or a metal tube, and you bend it, you will see it folds together on the middle, on the bend. But if you look at the destruction down at the seafloor in Macondo Well 292, you are seeing a pipe spilling out oil, but this pipe has been cut precisely, straight over. Okay? And I also found out what kind of pipe that one is. Where does this pipe come from? It is coming from an oil rig further south, which is a Shale oil exploration rig. That one was cut in order to simulate and make you believe that an oil spill actually took place. Now, the whole apparatus is being set in motion. Obama is making $80 million in making everything work as it should regarding the Gulf oil spill. Follow the money, right? Halliburton is making a ton of money too. Follow the money. They all kept it within themselves, this elite group. Remember, Halliburton's CEO is Dick Cheney, a former vice president under President Bush. The apple don't fall far from the stem, right? They're all in on it together. But well B is drilled to the same depths. And then it is when it's going wrong, boom, the oil rig explodes. And it happens to be the number 11 of missing crew members from the oil rig. And it happened to happen on Hitler's 110th birthday. It also happens to happen on the exact day that the elite has named as Earth Day. Okay? There's no coincidences here, people. At all. They work with numbers. This is very important to them. 110th birthday. That gives the number 11 again. 11 people missing from the explosion, right? On the 20th of April 2010. Boom. Right? But Lens Transocean is being sent out to drill 2 relief wells. Now, here's the funny thing. According to the diagram that they showed you on TV, there were 2 holes going vertical. Imagine that in front of yourself, right? That there's 2 holes right in front, right next to each other. 2 vertical lines, if you like this, right? 2 vertical lines. And then it will drill down, if you follow my arrow here, drill down and in and hit this one, the first one, well A. And then there was another rig over here that was drilling down and into this one. And they call these relief wells. Now, if you're intersecting at this vertical straight down drill and intersecting above the total depth, then you don't get a depth drilling of 30,500 feet, do you? No, it's less. But all 4 holes, all 4 drillings, were all drilled to 37,500 feet. What were they trying to reach? Were they trying to reach this plate? Were they trying to release something? I believe they were. And I don't know for sure if it relates to CERN. But I did mention during my documentary, and I was very adamant about it also on the radio shows I was on the Intel Hub with our also late A.C. Griffith, a former CIA operative, and he passed away out of nowhere, like they all do when they leave. They all kind of suddenly they're gone, you know. But could it be that in that exact particular area where they were drilling, can it be that that is where the bottomless pit is positioned? Because there were no oil spill. Why were they going out and drilling 4 holes and making a big show out of it, showing us a sponge on a stick on the seafloor, while oil is spewing out in the background, some reddish stuff that actually looked like grounded up red bricks, powder. It didn't look real. It's in my documentary too. You gotta go see it. It's very important you understand that there was no oil spill. But I believe it pertains to that they want to break into a certain area on our planet. A certain area where someone from the old, as Ephesians 6:12, is alluding to, that we are not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities in high places. That we are actually fighting against that realm, that evil entity. And this picture here illustrates what they're doing. They're shooting something in, and something is coming back. But what area are they trying to stimulate? As I said in my documentary, that I believe that they are trying to destabilize the New Madrid line, the fault line there. Release it from that area here, right there. So what am I getting at? I really don't know. All I know is that these people are fiddling with something that they know what they're fiddling with, and yet they don't know what they're doing, if you get my point. They are about to release pure evil into our world. They are breaking the veil. They're tearing it down. And they're going to use this machine in CERN. This machine called CERN, Large Hadron Collider. They're going to use that as the tool. But where are this bottomless pit positioned? I believe that the bottomless pit is in that area in the Gulf of Mexico. These machines they put on the floor, seafloor in the Gulf of Mexico. And if you remember, I hope you do, those that have followed me from the beginning, and maybe you can refresh people's memory. Arabella33 or 37, she's not with us anymore on YouTube, but she left her channel by, and you can go find her by searching her. Arabella33, I think she was called. She was from Puerto Rico, and she also had some video footage from the rovers down in the Gulf of Mexico. And she has a video on her channel where the seafloor is blowing up. And a lot of people said, no, that's not that. It's just the rover correcting itself, you know, staying in balance and focused. But if you really look at the footage, it really looks like a subatomic, meaning below ground subatomic nuclear detonation. You can see the seafloor is rising up like a plume, and then collapsing. After that, and that they announced on public TV that there was fissures in the Gulf floor. No wonder why there was fissures in the Gulf floor. They just detonated a nuclear device. Don't you think there will be some cracks down there? And they did it right next to an asphalt volcano. Yeah, which is taking up 1/8 of the entire size of the Gulf of Mexico. And right next to the largest salt dome known to man, called Gloria Dome. Biloxi Dome is the asphalt volcano that stretches from Macondo Well 292 and all the way over to Mexico. A long thin stretch, an ancient asphalt volcano. Yeah, you heard me right. And right next to this gigantic salt dome, Gloria Dome, which is over 40 miles in diameter. Yeah, and stretching far deep down into the crust. And I said to you back then that water, because of the high pressure there, will find its way and in underneath the shale layers of the continent of United States of America. And lo and behold, I was right. But since posted on this one, that is called the Louisiana sinkhole. I told you that. I warned you about that water will come from the ocean inside your mainland. It will come from underneath and up and destroy your land. And that is exactly what happened. So, I believe that they need to prepare this particular area for the release of something that is for most people incomprehensible. You don't understand that there is this realm, but you do understand that there is ghosts, right? Now, what is so difficult for you to understand that there are another realm? And this realm that they are working with, this realm that they are trying to let into our world, is of pure evil. And that's exactly what they're working for. They want this Antichrist. They want this Mahdi. Okay? That's what they want. They want this leader. And they want to throw our entire planet into complete chaos and let him arise and make that peace. And when you have that peace, you think everything is good, but you have to find out, or you will come to find out, that you will have to bear a mark and pledge allegiance to him that brought that peace. And you will gladly do so, because you did not protect yourself with the blood of Christ. You did not protect yourself with prayers and the firm belief that Jesus Christ is the Lord. Yeshua is the Lord, the King of Kings. Because without him, as the program also is saying, and I also know, and most Christians know, that there is absolutely no salvation. There is absolutely no security without Yeshua in your heart and with all your soul. If you think you can make it on your own, you will be greatly wrong. You will lose. You will be cast into that chaos, and you will die in that chaos, and you will be forever gone. Even our youth, as you see here, is being lured into believing and thinking this is cool. It is not cool, people. He wants you to rebel against the one who have the power, who have the entire world in his balance. They want to disrupt this balance. And you need to fight against it. But you need to fight against it with Yeshua. And nothing else. Nothing else can help you in this situation. And as the program also alludes to, that they already have a weapon based on the technology and the findings and the research at CERN that can propel certain areas, if needed, into complete chaos. Wherever this device is placed, chaos ensues. What are we seeing in the Middle East going on? Complete chaos. That chaos is coming to America too. And on the 23rd and after that, I think, honestly, our world is going to change. And it's going to change for something very, very sinister. And people are not going to understand. Only those who have Yeshua in their hearts and in their soul will understand and be able to take the right measures for what is coming. The rest, I'm serious. You shall perish. You'll be gone forever. I want you to realize that. I want you to think very hard upon that. These people are mad. They don't care about the consequences of what they're doing. All they want is power. And they think themselves that they're going to rule this world by doing Satan, Lucifer, a favor, by letting him and his minions in. They are greatly mistaken. That's the same as trying to make yourself friends with a freaking rattlesnake. It's going to bite the hand that feeds it. And that's what's going to happen to them too. But they are possessed in their minds. And they think that they have it all good. They are not. And this is the truth. Right there. And this is our sad world today. No one cares about each other. And what was Testos warning us about? And what technology are they using against us today? His technology that he actually meant for good, but is now being used for great evil. And CERN is great evil. And they are going to open the gate. And they are going to succeed. And it is going to be what the Michael from around the world is speaking about. Complete chaos. Worldwide chaos. Listen to the program, listen to my documentary, and see if you can't, pick it together. I think you can. At least I hope you can. God bless you.